Good day to everyone. I'm Divya, Assistant Professor, Department of Information Technology, otherwise Nala's Pioneers Meenakshi Women's College, Bhundi. And today I'd like to share about characteristics of computer and block diagram of a computer in Principles of Information Technology, which comes under Unit 1 and Module 1. First, we are going to discuss about characteristics of a computer. Characteristics of a computer includes speed, accuracy, elegance, versatility, storage, and automation, reliability, quick decision, multitasking, no feeling, and no IQ. And let us discuss in detail. Speed. Computer can work very fast. It takes only few seconds for calculations that we take hours to complete. The speed of a computer is closely related to the amount of data it must process. First, the computer can process the data which is faster than the human, and the result is also provided for faster than the human, and the whatever the calculation, it may be a simple calculations or a complex calculations, a computer can process it in a speed manner. And the speed of result time is dependent on the amount of data which will be fed in for processing. And to classify the speed of different computer system, the industry has developed the criteria of million instructions per second. And the second one is accuracy. Actually, accuracy refers to the correctness of the data or result. The accurate result which will be provided by the computer, which is a proved one. What are all the calculations which will be performed by the computer, the result will be accurate. The result will be error free. When compared with a human, computer can provide its result in a faster manner with accurate result. And the computer can process the data accurately and quickly, and it is a prime considerations for inventing computer. And computers never make errors like human, because a human can make error in some situation or in some complex calculations. And diligence. Computer is free from tiredness, lack of confidence, and fatigue, etc. But as a human, we may feel these all things if we are working in a continuous manner. But computer can work for hours or a day without creating any error. If millions of calculations are to be performed, a computer will perform every calculations with the same accuracy. This is the basic thing for diligence. What all the calculations are performed, the computer can provide accurate result. As a result, we may face accurate result with the speed, with accuracy, and without any delay. These things are the major comparison between a computer and the system. And versatility. The basic theme is it means the capacity to perform completely different type of work. It can perform variety of jobs ranging from simple arithmetic calculations to complex graphics modeling, animations, depending on the application packages loaded into it. And but these things which will be loaded into the computer is handled by a human. But the overall operations, overall different processing which will be handled by a computer, which means that's why it is called as versatility thing. And it can prepare EB bill, payroll slips, inventory management at a time, and it has the capacity to perform different jobs, which that's why it is called as a versatile one. And the storage, computer systems have total and instant recall of data and almost unlimited capacity to store this data. The main thing here storage is, um, we have to recall certain things. As a human we may lose certain thing in future, but as a computer it cannot, it does not forget the data. It just stores the data when it will be stored, from that time to until the user deletes the data, or who is sometimes corrupted, until that data will never be removed from that computer system. And actually storage is a powerful recall for future use. And the computer is having inbuilt memory such as RAM, which is used for store the data, but that is temporary data. It has a secondary memory for storing the data for future use. And these are all the unit measurements for data which will be stored in the computer, from bits, bytes to geobyte, which will be the highest memory. Automation, the set of instructions are fed into the computer system along with the necessary data. Based on these, the computers automatically perform instructions continuously without manual interventions or supervisions. Actually, automation meaning is a process of inputting the data, and after that there is a flow control. There is a flow for that output. If the flow changes, the result the will be someone which is also stored in that computer. The overall processing is under automation, which will be also provided by the human. And after the processing, the result is also fed into the system. Based on that input flow, overall processing flow, the output will be determined. This is the automation of the computer. Like Amazon and Flipkart and big search engines companies like Google, Bing, Yahoo, these all are depends on computers, because they trust computers. They just use the computer as transmissions of data, transmitting data, because it takes very less amount of time to transmit the data, and it works very honestly, and it works in without any shift like night or day. It works continuously without feeling tired. And this is the main reason uh, why big e-commerce companies trust computers. And they work for all these in a single computer, with the basic applications which will be used for that individual organization, but all these are handled easily by a computer. A quick decision, the computer takes the decision very quickly, and which is given by the user, which is instruction, arithmetic data or logical data. Actually decision making is the main concept of computer system. which will be performed by ALU unit, arithmetic and logical unit. Here the input is fed, and based on that input and the instruction, the decision making is a quick decision. The computer takes the decision very quickly, given by the user, which is the instruction arithmetic. That instruction specification will be the major factor for that output. Actually, whenever the decision making process comes under human, we take some more time, but as a computer it performs the data, deleting file, opening camera, etc. These type of activities, these type of processing which comes under logical data. Multitasking. Multitasking is also a very special feature of computer. A computer can do different type of task on the computer at the same time. For example, it can play music. We can work with computer, I mean we can work with MS Word, Notepad, or Paint, or any other application softwares at the same time. Without any interventions, I can work, I can hear song, I can move an image, or I can see an image, and at the same time I can draw an image by using any drawing softwares like Corel Draw, etc. These all are done at the same time. That's why it is called as multitasking, which can perform all these operations in a single at the same time. And we can do a lot of work at the same time, but computer is when we compared computer with us, it takes some time to decide which task is to be performed first, and the second task, and the third one. But as a human, we have certain experience about multitasking. We have to first finish these things, and then it is a step by step manner. And no feeling in computers, like humans, it has no feelings and no emotion, and the computer have any knowledge and experience. It doesn't have any knowledge or experience, because computer is a machine which works under human instruction, without any selfishness thought, and without any tiredness, which is the main theme. But it has no feeling. It is just as a machine. If we have feed something which will be a decision making factor, which will be emotion factor, just did that process based on our input, and provide output as based on our output. It has no feelings and no IQ. It has a no IQ. Computer is a just a machine. So without a user, a computer is a useless machine and device, because a user has to feed all these things. What are all the thing which will be needed for that user will be loaded by the will be processed, or will be loaded into the computer by a user. Until a user does not give any instruction, it cannot do any work, and only after completing the instruction, he completes that work very fast. A computer system is completely dependent on us. Humans, how to work. Block diagram of computer. Now we are just discuss about we will discuss about characteristics of computer: speed, accuracy, versatility, automation, no feelings, no IQ. Now we are going to see about block diagram of computer. Actually, block diagram of a computer is a structural representation of a computer system, which is the working process of a computer system from inputting data to the output, to the desired output. The following diagram represents a block diagram of the computer system. It has three components: input unit, central processing unit, and the output unit. Here input unit, we may have a lot of input devices like mouse, keyboard, etc. These are all the input devices we are going to feed the data into the computer system, and after feeding the data, it will input unit converts the data into the binary format, and that data will be processed in the CPU, and the desired result is also in binary format, which will be transformed into a human readable format, which may be provided in the monitor or printer based on the user's response. It will be the result will be outputted to the output unit. These are all the basic components. So let us discuss in detail. A computer system is a combination of three components: input unit, central processing unit, and output unit. The input unit consists of input devices such as a mouse, keyboard, scanners, joystick, etc. These devices are used to input information or instruction into the computer system. Like other electronic machines, a computer takes input as raw data and performs necessary processing, giving out processed data. Therefore, the input data is the medium of communication that takes data from us to the computer in an organized manner for processing. Actually, the data which will be inputted into the system, which is raw data, but that input unit converts that raw data into a machine readable format, which may be in a binary format, and that data will be further processing by the CPU. And major functions of an input unit is it converts the input data or instruction into a binary format for further processing, and that input unit transmits the data to the main memory of the computer, so that the data will be processed. What are all the data which is in main memory, which will be processed for further? If the data is stored in auxiliary memory, then that data will never get their time for processing. In central processing unit is known as the brain of the computer system. Sometimes it is known as heart of the computer system, because it is the main thing for a computer. It is an electronic hardware device that processes all the operations. It may be an arithmetic operations, or logical operations. In other words, all the major calculation operations or comparisons are performed inside the CPU. It is also responsible for handling operations of several other units. In the above diagram, the central processing unit has three components: arithmetic and logic unit, and control unit, and memory unit. Let us discuss in detail one by one. So, control unit, as the name suggests, the control unit of a CPU controls all the activities and operations of the computer. So, it is the one which is going to monitor or control the overall operations of the computer. It is also responsible for controlling input or output, memory, and other devices connected to the CPU. The control unit acts like the supervisor, which determines the sequence in which computer programs and instructions are executed. Uh, uh, yeah, it retrieves instructions from the memory and decodes that instruction, interprets the instruction, and understands the sequence of tasks to be performed, and then the processes are like addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication, and the logical operations like and, or, equal, less than, greater than. Actually, logical unit is responsible for decision making based on these operators like or, equal, less than, greater than, which is the main thing for decision making also. And the informations or data which is transmitted to the arithmetic and logic unit from the secondary storage unit only when it is required. After completing the operation, the result is either returned to the storage unit for further processing or getting stored. And memory unit, it is the essential part of the computer system which is used to store the data and instructions before and after processing. The memory unit transmits the information to other units of the computer system when required. There are two types of memory units, primary memory and secondary memory. Primary memory is known as the temporary memory, but it cannot store a vast amount of data. It can only store a small amount of data. It is a temporary memory. The data will be lost if they are disconnected from the power supply. And the primary memory usually stores the input data and the immediate calculation result. These two data will be stored in the main memory. And the primary memory is also known as main memory or temporary memory or RAM, random access memory. And primary memory is the only memory that is directly accessible to the CPU. And secondary memory, primary memory doesn't store a huge amount of data. So we have secondary memory for handling, for storing huge amount of data permanently for future use, which is also known as auxiliary memory. Like our secondary storage device like hard disk, memory cards in our phone, etc. Secondary memory is not directly accessible to the CPU. So the data which is stored in the secondary memory is not easily get into the processing. What are all the data is going to process, which must be stored in the main memory. And the data accessed from the secondary unit is first loaded into the primary memory and then transferred to the processing unit. Then it will be processed. Then that data is also reside in the main memory. If it is used for further processing, then it will be stored in the secondary memory, or else it will be just displayed in the monitors or printers, and that data will be erased when other processing started. So the use of different memory units depends entirely on the size of the data. And functions of the CPU, basic functions, it controls all the components, softwares and data processing of the computer system. It takes data from input devices, executes the data and sends output to the output devices. And CPU process all the operations including all the arithmetical and logical operations. And output unit is mainly used to, it consists of output devices to display the result or processing the output. The output is first stored in the memory and then displayed in the human readable form through the output devices. Some of the widely used output devices are monitor, printer and projector. Major functions of output unit. The output unit accepts the data or information in binary form from the main memory of the computer system. The output unit converts the binary data into a human readable form for better understanding. So these are all the block diagram of computer concept includes. First, it is a combination of three things. First one is input unit, central processing unit and the output unit. The input unit holds the input data and it transforms the data into a binary format for machine understanding, and then central processing unit, which is mainly used to processing the data and performs the operation. Then that result will be transformed to the output unit. The output unit transforms the data which is in binary format, which will be transformed into a human understandable format. Then that data will be stored for further processing, or else it will be displayed to the uh, or else it will be just displayed. This is the basic theme for this is the basic thing for block diagram of a computer. And characteristics of a computer involves basic characteristics and their behavior of the computer. As a we have to consider that thing as a just in point of a computer. That's it. Thank you to all.